Welcome back. This is our final episode in an 8-part series on employment law for managers. This series focuses on the real-world situations managers face every day and where those moments can turn into legal risk if they're not handled properly. HR professionals live in this space every day, managers don't. And they shouldn't have to. But managers do need enough understanding to recognize when an issue is bigger than a routine management decision and when it's time to involve HR or legal support. If you're a manager, this is about helping you lead with confidence and giving you the tools to manage people effectively without accidentally creating the legal problem for you or the company. Let's talk about the moment managers avoid most: addressing performance issues with their employees. You've seen the performance problem and everyone else on your team knows about it. You know you have to address it, but it's uncomfortable. Eventually, avoidance becomes a decision of its own, and that's when managers create the greatest legal risk, by waiting too long. Discipline and termination don't get managers in trouble because they're harsh. They get managers in trouble because the disciplinary action and termination are often undocumented and inconsistent. From a legal perspective, discipline is evidence. Every warning, coaching conversation, and write-up answers one question: was the employee treated fairly and consistently over time? If the answer to that is unclear, managers still have work to do. Documentation is the backbone of defensible discipline. Not long narratives or emotional commentary, but clear, factual records. Effective documentation answers the following questions: what happened? When did it happen? What policy or expectation was violated? What was the impact on the business? What corrective action was required? And what support was offered? Managers often say, "I was too busy to document." Courts hear that as, "it wasn't important enough to record," or "the performance was acceptable." And that becomes a credibility problem. Let's talk about a real-world example. An employee is terminated for attendance issues. There are no previous warnings, verbal or written, no time records, and no coaching notes. The manager insists the problems were ongoing, but without documentation, that explanation collapses. Good documentation protects decisions made in good faith. Managers must follow progressive discipline consistently. Skipping steps for one employee and enforcing them for another creates exposure. Common mistakes include letting behavior slide for high performers, enforcing rules only after a complaint, and treating similar misconduct differently across the team. Consistency and fairness are defensible. Here's a question: is there someone on your team who, if they resign tomorrow, you'd feel relieved? If that answer is yes, ask yourself, why are they still employed? Delaying necessary actions harms team morale, signals tolerance of poor behavior, and weakens your position if termination becomes necessary later. Managing performance early is always safer than managing it late. When termination is necessary, how it's done matters as much as why. Best practices include terminate privately, have HR or another manager present, be respectful and direct, stick to documented reasons, and avoid long or emotional explanations. Using a checklist or talking points might be helpful. And here's a list of what not to do during a termination meeting. Don't argue. Don't justify excessively. Don't soften the reason with untrue statements. Don't discuss it with others afterward. And don't say, "my manager or HR is making me do this." Termination is not the moment to repair the relationship. It's the moment to professionally close it. If you feel hesitation about discipline or termination, pause and discuss the matter with HR. Strong managers don't avoid support, they seek it out. In conclusion, employment law is about making thoughtful, fair, consistent, and well-documented decisions. From hiring to termination, these steps either strengthen or undermine the foundation of your leadership. Effective managers don't just manage people, they manage risk, build trust, and ensure accountability. In doing so, they protect their teams, their organizations, and their credibility as leaders. Thank you for taking the time to watch this series on employment law for managers. The law sets the boundaries, but leadership determines how those boundaries are respected, enforced, and lived every day.
John Paul here. If you like this video, check out the HR Insight YouTube channel where we have more videos just like this. Make sure to click subscribe so you get notifications.